Chairman Madam, Vanakkam. The National Council for Teacher Education Amendment Bill 2017 amends the National Council for Teacher Education Act 1993. The Act establishes the National Council for Teacher Education, NCTE. The NCTE plans and coordinates the development of the teacher education system throughout the country. It also ensures the maintenance of norms and standards in the teacher education system. The National Council for Teacher Education Amendment Bill 2017 will grant retrospective recognition to the central or state universities that are found to be conducting teacher education courses without the NCTE's permission. The retrospective recognition will be given as a one-time measure to ensure that the future of the students who had passed out from the colleges or were enrolled currently was not jeopardized. The amendment will make students studying in these institutions or universities or those who have passed out eligible for employment as teachers. At present, all institutions running courses such as B.Ed and D.Ed, T.D.Ed have to obtain recognition from the NCTE under Section 14 of the said Act. Further, the courses of such recognized institutions or university have to be permitted under Section 15 of the Act. The bill seeks to grant retrospective recognition to the institutions and also seeks to grant retrospective permission to start a new course or training in teacher education to those institutions. Note 1, notified by the central government. Second one is funded by the central government or state, union, territory government, which do not have recognition under the Act and have offered teacher education course on or after the establishment of the NCTE until the academic year 2017-2018, which have satisfied certain conditions required for the conduct of a new course or training in teacher education. There are more than 15 lakh primary schools in the country, of which 11 lakh are run by the government and 4 lakh by private institutions. There are 20 crore students enrolled in primary schools, of which 12 crore are in government schools and 8 crore are enrolled in private schools. There are about 2.5 lakh high and higher secondary schools with about 6 crore students enrolled in high and higher secondary classes throughout India. This is really a very large and is the largest school education system in the world. In fact, the total number of school students enrolled in India is more than the entire population of most of the countries in the world. To train and to provide adequate level of teachers to have a complete control over such huge number of schools and students is really a Herculean task. The right of children to free and compulsory education, RTE Act 2009, in its schedule lays down pupil-teacher ratio, PTR, for both primary and upper primary schools. At primary school level, the PTR should be the ratio 30:1, and the upper primary level it should be 35:1. The PTR at secondary level should be 30:1. To match the PTR, India requires a minimum of 80 lakh teachers. The National Council for Teacher Education, in its early status in 1973, was an advisory body for the central and state governments on all matters pertaining to teacher education, madam. Despite its commendable work in the academic fields, it could not perform to the required level of the essential regulatory functions to ensure maintenance of the standards in teacher education and preventing proliferation of the substandard teacher education institution, madam. The National Policy on Education, NPE, 1986, and the program of action thereunder envisaged a National Council for Teacher Education with statutory status and necessary resources as a first step for overhauling the system of teacher education, madam. The NCTE as a statutory body came into existence in pursuit of the National Council for Teacher Education Act 1993, number 73 of 1993 on August 17, 1995. The main objective of the NCTE is to achieve planned and coordinated development of the teacher education system, madam, throughout the country. The regulation and proper maintenance of the norms and standards in the teacher education system and for matters connected therewith. Within the federal structure of the country, while broad policy and legal framework on teacher education is provided by the central government, implementation of various programs and schemes are undertaken largely by the state governments. Within the board objective of the improving the learning achievements of the school children, the twin strategy is to prepare teachers for the school system, pre-service training and improve capacity of existing school teachers in service training program. For pre-service training, the National Council of Teacher Education, NCTE, is responsible for planned and coordinated development of teacher education in the country, madam. The mandate given to the NCTE is very broad and covers the whole gamut of teachers education programs, including research and training of persons for equipping them to teach at pre-primary, primary, secondary and senior secondary stages in schools and non-formal education, part-time education, adult education and distance education courses. The NCTE lays down norms and standards for various teacher education courses, minimum qualification for teachers, educators, course and content and duration and minimum qualification for entry of students, teachers for the various courses, madam. It also grants recognition to the institution, government aided and self-financing interested in undertaking such courses and as inbuilt mechanism to regulate and monitor the standards and quality of the education in India. NCTE has its headquarters at New Delhi and has 4 regional committees at Bangalore, Bhopal, Bhubaneswar and Jaipur to look after its statutory responsibilities. The NCTE headquarters is headed by the chairperson, while each regional committee is headed by a regional director. With this observation, I conclude and support this bill brought by the Centre on behalf of our AIADMK, founded by Dr. MGR and led by Dr. Prochitelevi Amma. Thank you, madam.